New Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan World Television Title Tournament. The semifinals have been set, ladies and gentlemen. In the semifinals, we actually had some action take place this Sunday. It's been a very busy week, so please bear with your boy. This past weekend, we had Ren Narita defeating Toriano and SANADA defeating KENTA in the two quarterfinal matches. So now we're going to have SANADA and Ren Narita facing off in the semifinals on November 5th coming up this Saturday. And we're going to have the winner of that match taking on to face the winner of Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil on the finals, which I believe the finals will be concluded at Wrestle Kingdom right here. So yeah, man, it's all to the good. And we're talking about the World TV title tournament. And so that's what we're kind of sitting at the World TV title tournament. We're down to the final four. The semifinals will be finished up this upcoming weekend at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Battle Autumn Cheering Event. I believe that's what they're calling it. So just bear with me. I don't know if that's still the standing name, but that is what that is. Yeah, and so speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, we had a certain individual, a certain returning individual, not make his place to New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he made his presence known here on AEW last night. So Katsuoryi Shibata, if you don't know, he made an appearance on AEW television on AEW last night. He actually went out and he challenged the current AEW All-Atlantic champion Orange Cassidy for a match, and I believe that match is going to take place on Rampage. He actually is not cleared to wrestle in New Japan currently right now, but he's cleared to wrestle elsewhere. So it's going to take. There was a couple opponents that he wanted. The first opponent he wanted was Orange Cassidy, which is going to take him on Friday coming up. At the time you're hearing this video, it'll be Friday, November 4th. And he wanted to take on Bryan Danielson. So it's to be determined when that match is going to take place. Please believe your boy will be all ears, all eyes on that match when that match is set when that match is set to happen, because that is a banger of a match, and that's something I'm much looking forward to. Bryan Danielson, taking on Katsuoryi Shibata whenever that match takes place. Sign me up. I'm a fan of both of these guys, and I will be a fan of that match when it happens. So, speaking of the show Saturday, we might as well go ahead and talk about the show we're going to have coming up this Saturday in Osaka, November 5th in Osaka. I believe it's not in Osaka Joe Hall. It's in the Osaka Prefectural Gymnasium. So, yeah, man, we got three title matches on the show. So let's go ahead and talk about these and break these down. So the first championship match we have on the show is for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. We have the challengers, that being the El Immortal Titan and the Jet Black Death Mask himself, Bushi, taking on the United Empires, TJP and Francesco Akira right here. And as far as I think who's going to win this match, this actually is a toss-up. I actually feel that LIJ should win because I don't want it to seem like Titan coming into the stable and teaming up with Bushi was all for naught. I think if they lose this match here, it would technically be all for naught if you ask me. So I got the team of LIJ, Bushi, Titan getting a victory, becoming the new champions right here, the 71st edition of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Moving on up the card, next match we have on this show, we have Alex Zane, David Finlay, Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on the United Empires, Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, of course, of Aussie Open, Aaron Henare, and Gideon Gray. I just think about seeing these 8 guys in this match. It's kind of easy who's getting the pinfall, who's taking a pinfall, We know it's going to be Gideon Gray. I would actually like it to be Alex Zane. I don't know when he's going to be leaving Japan. I don't know when he's going to be returning back over here to the States. But I think him getting a win in this 8-man tag would be a nice look, man. It'll make him, it's a nice little good look. And especially if he's not going to be here for very much longer, until he comes back on the next tour. I think that's a nice send-off for him to get this W. So I got the Hontai team getting the victory. Like I said, Alex Zane defeating Gideon Gray. I could be wrong, but Gideon Gray, please believe, is taking that pinfall or submission. So next we have, and it looks like it's a special singles match. I don't know if it's for the Never Openweight Championship, because on New Japan 1972, where I'm looking at these matches, they don't have it listed for that title. So it's this Carl Anderson stuff is going to be really interesting. He's going to be showing up at Crown Jewel for the WWE this Saturday. That show for New Japan Pro Wrestling, as we all know, is going to be earlier in the day. Is actually taking place before Crown Jewel. So if Anderson's going to go to both these places, bro, that that would be fucking insane. But that is what that is. Yeah, I think you should have Hikuleo win here, unless this match is for the title. And I think the plan overall, before all this stuff happened, was to have Anderson get the victory right here, Then at some point have Tama Tonga come out and challenge him for that rematch for the belt, because that's who Anderson took it off of, and then probably get that at Wrestle Kingdom. But I don't know if that's happening or not now. So if that still happens, man, kudos to New Japan for pulling the wool over our eyes and maybe, you know, a little bit of kayfabe, brother, keeping that kayfabe alive. So shout out to if that's the case. If not, Hikuleo's winning this match, man. So moving on up the card here. Fourth match, we got a 15-minute time limit for New Japan World TV Championship semifinal, the first one anyway. We got Ren Narita taking on SANADA right here. The Colts call himself SANADA. And Ren Narita, he's been a force ever since he's came back over here to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's gotten victories over Chaos members consecutively. First one being Tomohiro Ishii. Second one being Toru Yano right here. We already know what the body of work that SANADA has put in here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. A former IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, looking to grab his second singles belt here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I think, even though I've been impressed with Ren Narita here in this tournament, he's making this comeback as not a young lion, as an actual member of the active roster right now. It might be too much, even though I think him beating SANADA will be a nice surprise. And I love SANADA, y'all know this, but I think the Cold Skull is going to take this match right here. He's going to advance to the finals, and I think that's kind of going to tie into the next semifinal match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil right here. Would I love Zack Sabre Jr. in a Ren Narita final? Absolutely. I think that match would actually fucking slap if these guys wrestled each other. But I got to be real myself and remember, this is New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they do kind of go back to storyline booking tendencies, and one of those booking tendencies in a recent couple years has been Evil versus SANADA. I think this is going to be a time. These guys are former tag team partners. They wrestled, I believe, not Wrestle Kingdom 20, not Wrestle Kingdom, was it Wrestle Kingdom 14? I think it was Wrestle Kingdom 14 they wrestled, or it might have been 15. I think it was, whatever, I think it was 15. It was actually 15, excuse me. They wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom 15. SANADA got the W there, and it looks like they're going to be taking this match back to Wrestle Kingdom at Wrestle Kingdom 17 for the final. That's my prediction. World Television title finals, we're going to get Evil versus SANADA. Old rivalry renewed. Former partners battling. That is what that is right here. So next, the sixth match is called, they have built us the incredible tag team match. We have Hiromu Takahashi, El Desperado, Master Wato, and Taiji Ishimori. They're going to be a jumble up of this team. We don't know if we're going to get Hiromu tagging with Despi. We don't know if Hiromu's going to tag with Ishimori tagging with Wato, Desperado tagging with Ishimori, you know, so on and so forth. They're going to let us know tomorrow actually what that lineup is going to be. So I'll keep my eye out for that to see what match we're going to get, man. So it's kind of hard to predict the winner if I don't know what tag team matchup we're getting. So one of these guys is taking a pinfall, though, and they're going to go into the Wrestle Kingdom match with a pinfall loss. So that's going to set one of these guys back a little bit. That's a tough pill to swallow. Bitter pill to swallow, excuse me. So, next we have a special tag team match right here. Tama Tonga and Kazuchika Okada taking on Jay White and KENTA right here. I'm going to go for the surprise. I think Tama Tonga is going to get the victory over KENTA. I think he's going to. I don't know if you want any of the champion and or challenger to take a loss in this match. I'm going to doubt it. But if they took a loss to one another, I don't think it would be that bad. Actually, I'm going to circumvent my expectation. I'm going to pick Jay White to actually pin Okada here. I think that's a crazy way for them to do that. But I just think them having the champion pin the person who's going to potentially take the title from him, it kind of gives Jay White something. Maybe it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I'm just kind of talking crazy and talking on my ass right here. But I think that would be cool to see, because you just expect Okada to win, and maybe if Okada gets the victory over Jay, they'll put maybe more doubt over in our head that Okada is actually winning at the Dome. So if we flip the result and having Okada pin Jay in this match, I think they'll put that result in question. But if you have to put a gun to my head, I'm going to say Tama Tonga beats KENTA. I would not be surprised if any of those other outcomes that I just mentioned takes place right here. So the penultimate match of the show for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles, we have the current champions, the 96 champions actually, that being FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, defending the titles against the guys who they took them from, but not necessarily because it's a multi-team match. So the United Empire didn't get pinned here. So we got Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan attempting to wrestle back their tag team championships right here. And I would love if they did that. I would love if they were able to accomplish that. But I think they're going in different routes here, both of these guys. I don't think that Jeff Cobb or O'Khan will be teaming for those titles in the recent future. I think they're trying to peg Aussie Open as the UE's main tag team. So I can definitely see FTR getting a victory right here. And what kind of ties in the World Tag League, where they're going to go with that, because Aussie Open probably will be a heavy favorite to win that at this point if the champions didn't win it. So I want to pick FTR, even though I would like the United Empire to win this match. I just think that kind of makes a little bit more sense, especially where Great Khan might be going for Wrestle Kingdom. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. But that's, you know, when the speculation is happening. But in the main event of this show, New Japan loves to torture me. As if you are a Tetsuya Naito fan, they love to torture you as well. We got challenging for the IWGP United States Heavyweight title, El Ingobernable, the uncontrollable one, uncontrollable charisma, Tetsuya Naito attempting to wrestle the IWGP United States Heavyweight title, back from Will Ospreay. Actually, not back because he's never held that belt, but Will Ospreay has held this belt before. This is his trying to make his third defense right here. These guys wrestled in the block final in the G1 Climax. Fucking banger of a match, and that's what I'm expecting right here in this main event. As far as who I got winning this match, and just picture that meme with the dude painting himself like a clown crying as he's doing that. So that's me right there. I'm going to pick Tetsuya Naito. I know that's probably ridiculous. I'm going to pick Naito. I think Ospreay slated for maybe a singles match with Kenny Omega coming up at Wrestle Kingdom, but you could still do that with the U.S. title on the line. So that's why I'm kind of like, this match is really hard to call. I'm not really sure who's going to win this match. Ultimately, I don't think I'd be too upset with who won, but it would kind of put into question what is Naito doing for Wrestle Kingdom, because I think this is his last chance to have a quote-unquote meaningful match for the Tokyo Dome coming up on January 4th. So yeah, man, those are my predictions for the show coming up. I'm still used to calling it Power Struggle. So for right now, I'm just going to call it Power Struggle until I can think of something else to call it, until I see what they're calling this show. But yeah, man, this is your boy Bluntsia Naito, Stardust Shiaku, the Pro Wrestling Fly God, man. Here, man, talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling. A little bit of news, a little bit of results, a little bit of a mixture of everything tonight. So hopefully you enjoyed it, man. I might do that format more often. So thank you. If this is your first time checking us out, please be sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Price of subscription, as we all know, if you've been here before, is free $99. So I'm signing off, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.